How we doing today, everybody? It is November 19th, 12:41 p.m. It is the professional trader here, aka Osman Afalabi, aka the funded trader, back again here with another video. Today's video is just going to be me doing my weekly analysis on the Forex markets. Just taking a look at things the way I see them and how I plan on going about things for the week if certain things can line up. So let's just go ahead and get right on to it. For anybody familiar with my videos right now, I like to always start on Forex Factory and just be aware of the news that is coming out for the week. So excuse me. So all right, so there we go. Monday. No, nothing too crazy on Sunday. Monday, we have some GDP news, some AUD news. Tuesday, we have a lot of CAD news. You have CAD CPI. Wednesday, we have unemployment claims, some more AUD news, some CAD news. Thursday, we have a lot of Euro news, some GBP news. And on Friday, we have some USD news as well. So as far as like USD related goes, like nothing too crazy in my personal opinion. I think this is probably the most might be the most important thing for the week. Maybe that FOMC meeting. Last time that happened, although the markets really moved. So yeah, need to be aware of that. Need to be aware of the unemployment and revised consumer sentiment. So yeah, nothing too crazy, right? But still things that we need to be aware of, right? So we go ahead and we take that knowledge and we start on the DXY, like how I always do. So analysis on the DXY, pretty bearish analysis. This is what I had going last week, but I can just go ahead and delete this. So let's go ahead and look at the weekly chart, right? We saw that for the last several weeks, price was on this massive, bullish uptrend for about 10 plus weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 straight weeks of the weekly candle printing in bullish favor. Right. And we saw this heavy level of, resistance get broken. And upon that level get broken, we saw this once resistance tried to turn into support, right? So we saw that price wicked, twice, right? We saw price rejected once, rejected twice before breaking out of that, right? And then once we broke out of that, it seems that we retested that once resistance, right? Price looks like it went to test that once again, right? And the following week, we saw that the sellers massively stepped up into this market. So for me, I've been bearish on the DXY for maybe about 2 weeks now. But it's for me now, it's like, where can we see this DXY going before potentially buyers, if they are going to step back in, where are levels that we could see buyers step back in? So looking at this weekly chart, I'm noticing this, we have this area right here that could potentially hold. I don't know how much I necessarily love that level, but we saw that price was holding this support level right here, bounced, came up here, came down, retested this area for about 2 weeks before continuing that momentum, right? And now price looks like it is potentially going back there once again. So for me personally, I'm looking to see, if this level can get broken. And if this level can get broken, then I see the DXY heading, all the way, back down here. And then, from here, we can revise, will buyers step back in or, will this level get broken? So that's how I feel about the DXY. Bearish on it until further notice, just because from a fundamental standpoint, things have been slightly bearish, and from a technical analysis standpoint, we're starting to see that bearish analysis start to play out as well, right? So bearish on the DXY, right? And just want to see if this level can break, but we'll see how that goes this coming week. So That's the DXY. Take a look at gold. I could go ahead and delete all this. Start fresh. Was buying gold last week, but let's go ahead and analyze gold real quick. So we can point out the obvious on the weekly chart. You know, there's this massive level of resistance right here. Every time that price came and touched, we saw that price rejected, right? And then we have this level right here, right? Price was never able to break out of this level right here, right? And we saw massive buyers step back in and hold that level, right? And then we also have this, you know, support level, you know, right here. You know, we saw price fall once, we tested fall again, broke through it, came down, and now it looks like it's heading back up there, right? So level not super crucial, but you know, to me at least, gold looks bullish until further notice, right? You know, the next things for me, you know, we broke out of this, we popped up above this level, you know, retested this resistance here, right? And then we see that we're pushing up, you know, from that resistance. So you know, for me, looking at gold from a fib standpoint, just because I was in buys last week, I got stopped out when price came and retested this area somewhere. I don't really remember, but you know, I take my fib tool and I draw it from this low, you know, to this high. You know, we hit that 382 perfectly before we started to push back up, and that's what I was looking for last week. So for this week, you know, want to see if, you know, maybe we can push back down here, and if we could see buyers step back in to potentially start to hit on these 2,000 numbers, or you know, can we maybe, you know, sink a little bit lower to this 382 before we start pushing back up. So I do like the bullishness on gold still. I still would like to participate in buying this market, but well, for me right now, there's really nowhere to get in, right? Because the risk to reward isn't the greatest, right? So that's how I feel about gold. Just looking for opportunities where I can get in this market, either that 236 level rejection, or if we can get a deeper retracement back to this 382 level, we'll be looking to potentially go long. And you know, if none of those work out and we start to, you know, break it, you know, we'll be looking to short it if price can break out of that support level right here, right? So if we start to see this fall and we start to break it and we break out of this, if we can get any type of retest, we'll be looking to short it back to these lows right here. So that's gold. I like it, but for me, really no position right now. So Euro USD. Let's go ahead and delete this, start fresh. Hey, Euro USD. So, you know, for the last several weeks, you know, you saw that we were on this crazy bearish trend, right? And you know, we saw this level right here, right? We saw price touched once, blah blah blah, came touched again before it broke out, right? And you know, I remember weeks ago was looking to long time ago, right? Long time ago, you know, however long ago this was, right? You wanted to see if this broken support level could hold as resistance, and it held for 1 week, but we see that wasn't that strong, right? And you know, we started to break above that, right? And then there you go. Let me draw this over here, right? You know, we saw that we were retracing. Sorry about that. We saw that, you know, this move, we were potentially, you know, if we take the fib from, you know, from this movement to this retracement right here, right? We see that this massive impulse was retraced perfectly to that 618, right? And from that 618, we saw that we heavily started to reject it. But we saw that we were never able to break out of this 382 range right here. And every time it tapped once, two times, three times, we saw that price buyers found momentum in that area right here, right? So from a buyer perspective, we're seeing that momentum is starting to come in, right? So if I'm a seller and I still want to sell this market, if this 50% level gets broken above, the next level of resistance to me is that 618 right there, right? And that's from a seller perspective who wants to see this market continue to sell. If price breaks above this 50, if I was a seller, I wouldn't want to continue to be in this market, at least till we get back to the 618. So that's that, right? But that's like just the all around weekly analysis. But let's like focus on what's kind of just going on right now, right? So we hit this support level that was right here, right? And for the longest, not for the longest, but for the last couple of weeks, right, we've been seeing big impulse candles on EURUSD. So if I'm a buyer, right, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking my fib and I'm drawing it from this high to this low, right? We saw that this 382 level for the buyers held, right? And now we're breaking above this 236. So for me, on your USD, any kind of decent pullback would be would be a good entry personally for me to try to get in on your USD to try to trade it back to these highs right here, right? We have some 4-hour resistances right here, which might cause price to slow down for for a little bit, right? We saw that price rejected here once, twice, three times before eventually fall. And now we're kind of like right back, into that area. And then, kind of have something like that, as well over here. But to me, the overall move on your USD is it looks like it wants to potentially go back to test these highs, which are right here. So for me, looking at Euro USD, if we take the smaller fib from this low, to this high, any type of retracement to me looks good. So if we break above this and then maybe dip here, potentially could take it over here, right? But if that doesn't happen, and this week we see the market start to kind of maybe slow down. If we push back up here, to me, that is also still an opportunity to try to swing it up. So just gonna be patient. Don't really have any, not the best opportunity for me on Euro USD in my opinion, because I feel like if you wanted to get in on this trade, the time to do it was right here when price broke over here, and then even this retracement right here, was nice. But just gonna be patient with Euro USD, not gonna be chasing the trade, not gonna give myself any type of FOMO. But if we can have any type of good retracement, then we'll be looking to potentially buy this market, right? GBP USD, I am in GBP USD. Go ahead and just hide that. Go ahead and hide that. Go ahead and delete these. Give me one second. All right, so Euro USD, for the last several weeks, we were on this massive, this bearish impulse trend. Price was impulsing hard, retracing, going down, and then around this area right here, around this general area, right here is when we saw price not continue those impulses, maybe a little retracement, and then continue the trend down, right? We saw impulses, price tried to go down, but then buyers step right back up, right? Impulses, buyers step back up, impulses, buyers step right back up, right? Before we eventually saw the price break above this high right here, right? Retested it, not retested, it didn't retest this broken level, but it came and retested these lower levels, right? And then this week, not this week, but a couple Actually, no, I'm sorry. I thought this was the weekly chart. Last week we saw that we had the continuation of this broken level right here, right? So for me on GBP USD bullish, until further notice, right? For me, just looking to see how much I can capitalize, on my trade right here, right? So let me go ahead and put that trade that I'm backing on. Right. So, if we take our fib tool and we draw it from you could draw it from here to here, in my opinion. We saw that this 236 level, which matches up with that previous resistance, didn't hold. But we saw that, we had a lot of buyer reactions start in this 38 in this 32 level, right? We saw a wick over here, wick down here, big impulse move. It come back down a little bit, another big rejection, and right now we're starting to see a little bit more momentum into this market, right? So for GBP USD, just want to see if we can, break that little, 4-hour resistance right here. Price has wicked the last 3 times, right? I want to see if we can get back to these highs. If we can get back to these highs and we can break those highs, wanted to just see, where we can start to take this. I'll be trailing my stop loss to just see how much this chart wants to continue to go to the upside. And if that dollar is, super strong, we have this big resistance area right here, which price maybe could be heading back into as well. So yeah, that's GBP USD. Just want to see how much momentum is in these markets. USD Swiss franc, not really watching right now. Euro AUD, just to keep it real simple, because I was bullish on it. I was bullish on it like somewhere down here, but we got up to this resistance again and couldn't break it. So this is the second. This is about the fourth time, right, that we haven't been able to break it. But the buyers are not so strong, but the sellers aren't so strong either, right? So to me, really just all it is range, right? But just want to see if this level can get broken, and can we continue to those highs? And if not, and we start to just see this fall back again, if we can break this level right here, could potentially look to short it here, and then maybe we could start to see that momentum come through. But I'm more so bullish on it than I am bearish, but I'm not looking for any trades on it at the moment for Euro AUD. So that's the USD CAD. Don't even need to take it to the weekly. Just to look on the daily, right? See, on the 4 hour, sorry. Right. So on the daily, right, we see that we've been on this uptrend, right? Every time price has came up, it's touched, it's went up, it's touched, it's went up, it's touched, it's went up. Now we're seeing that we might be breaking that trend line. And I'm not the biggest on trend lines, right? But just something to be aware of. But for me, more so what I'm looking for is, can we break this level right here, right? I mean, and yeah, we have that level right here, but can we break out of these levels right here? And then, we'll be looking to get in, if we can. So that's how I feel about USD JPY. Thought that was USD CAD, sorry, USD JPY. That's my analysis on USD JPY. USD CAD, sorry. USD CAD is kind of like the same thing with USD JPY, right? I want to see if I didn't take this trade, just the trade that I drew up. But really just want to see, because we've been on this, we've been respecting this trend line, beautifully. Every time it's touched, this went up, it's touched, this went up. And now it seems like we might finally start to break out of that trend line. But trend lines are, I don't, just because I put a trend line doesn't mean that like I take the trade off the trend line. But for me, the trade is to see, can we break out of this support right here? And if we can break out of this support right here, we have these levels, we could potentially look to be shorting it at, right? So that's my thoughts on USD CAD, right? So you could break here, you know, the opportunity from here to here is it's about 61 pips, right? So, and then, you know, if we break out of there, you know, if we break out of here, from here to here, it's about 180 pips. So there's some potential on USDCAD, for sure. AUD USD, still just waiting, I did take this trade. Glad I didn't, because I would have been stopped out and it would have came right back. But you know, we still haven't broken out of this resistance just yet, right? So, uh, you know, we wicked it up here. So put it right here. That, you know, we wicked it up here, right? So still haven't broken out of it just yet. You know, just gonna be patient. Just want to see if we can break out of it. You know, retest and, you know, continue to head higher. So yeah, that's AUD USD. GBP JPY, looking bullish, most definitely. But just need to be aware of, you know, these highs that we're starting to hit over here, right? And we saw that price went up pretty steeply and rejected a good amount of it. So I still like the buy on GBP JPY, but going to be, you know, just a little bit cautious, just because, you know, of that heavy resistance that is, you know, that is right here, like you said, like I said, sorry. But, you know, two ways to play it. I feel like, you know, if we wait on the break on the two ways to play. So I feel like taking a trade right now isn't such a bad idea, right? If we could start to see some green candles start to print off this 236 level right here, then that would be potentially be a nice buying opportunity. Trying to take it to these highs all the way up here. But if that doesn't happen, and, you know, we start to just see buyer momentum coming heavy, and we break above here again, and we can get any type of retracement to here or here, and, you know, I feel like that's a good opportunity to go long. So just need to be patient. Setups will happen, but this is not a bad buy in my opinion. But I would just like to see some more indications that buyers are in this market. To me, this is indication number one that there potentially are buyers in this market. So if we can start to see more indications print in this area right here, we'll be looking to potentially take a trade on GBP JPY. CAD JPY, it's like, it's kind of like GBP JPY, but I feel like on CAD JPY, it's already hit those high resistance levels right there, right? So don't really want to buy, you know, this market right now, right? And then we have all that CAD news that's coming out this week as well too. So, you know, who knows what'll happen to something like CAD JPY, right? But not really eager to sell it, you know, because it's at this resistance level right here, and not really eager to buy it just yet either. Maybe we'll just have to wait to see how those numbers come out for whatever day that was. But, you know, if we can maybe start to break out of this level right here, and, you know, we could maybe look to short it to this support level, you know, down here. But yeah, not really in a rush to do any one of those. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I watched personally. You know, the SP 500, don't really look at it like that. The NAS 100, all doing pretty well. Oil recovering pretty nicely as well. I don't really trade it though. But just to go ahead and update anybody who is watching me on my FTMO journey. Just gonna refresh it. If it wants to work. Yes, it doesn't want to. Okay, here we go. So this is my FTMO journey. I'm about 6 point with, let me see, let's see, my balance is 10,584, but I'm in 2 open trades right now. GBP USD buys. So with those open trades, I'm at 10,667. So about 6.67%. So I need about 3.3 more percent to go. Not really looking to force anything, not really looking to rush anything. Just gonna take it easy. Just gonna keep it real, just gonna keep it professional, and just gonna do my best to try to pass this FTMO account. I'm not saying I'm gonna pass it this week. I'm not even saying I'm gonna pass it. Well, I will pass it, eventually, but it might not be this week, it might not be next week, who knows? But keeping my capital right now is my best bet. And if the trade isn't there, just the trade isn't there, and I just have to be okay with coming onto these markets and looking at these markets and not taking any trades. So that is it for me, man. I've talked a whole lot, but appreciate to anybody who watches these videos. If anybody actually makes it to the end of these videos, I appreciate you as well. Thanks to the people who take the time out to like, comment. Thanks to the new subscribers that I have as well. Let's have an amazing trading week. Let's have an amazing rest of the month. Let's have an amazing December. Let's have an amazing rest of the year. So I'll probably be back making another video on Tuesdays. So I'll see you guys. Peace.